During that timeout, you see the guy delivering the pizza? His life just changed. Watch when the box turns around. Look at the inside of the pizza box. We're going to show it to you. It says, "Will you marry me?"
Now, what's your thoughts on where's the diamond? There it is.
There it is. He even took the knee and delivered the ring. I don't know. The pepperoni looks so good.
Yeah, and look at the cheers. You know, you talk about a good setting to watch this game, even though the score is not something that the Hawaii fans have, you know, obviously watched this first quarter. But will you remember that for the rest of your life is the question.
But that guy will never forget it because none of his friends will let him forget. Now, the ensuing kickoff here is taken short of the 5-yard line by Elijah Dale, fighting to get to the 20 across the 20. That's where he's finally stopped.
And so analytics tells you fair catch, you get the ball on 25. But if you are Utah State, it tells you return kickoffs, you do it as good as anybody in the country.
I mean, you got Savon Scarver, who had a 66-yard return just recently. And already he's got 100 for a touchdown and a 99 for a touchdown as well against Wyoming.
Yeah, one of the nation's leaders and really well blocked as well.
Cole McDonald leads the offense back onto the field. It's marked at the 21-yard line. Do they have an answer for 7 plays, 34 yards, and a Jordan Love touchdown run for the Aggies? McDonald looking to throw, has all kinds of time, and an open receiver in Marcus Armstrong Brown at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, really nice pocket. And when you play quarters, that allows Marcus Brown on the outside to come back to the football. The first thing he's going to do is get up on his toes as quickly as possible. JoJo Ward wide open on the other side of the field for a touch.
I mean, it was a 19-yard connection to Armstrong Brown, but on the opposite side, we just showed you, JoJo Ward was gone. First down Hawaii, trailing 28-3. Shovel pass, Peruta, all kinds of room. And he drops the shoulder on a defender.
Yeah, and that's a third-level defender, number 4 for Utah State. Wow, Aaron Wade, he does not, you watch Aaron Wade right now. He's coming with as much power as he possibly can get, and he gets turned vertically.
Get erased by Peruta.
That was a fruit roll-up.
Yeah. In that first quarter, Utah State 28 points. Second game in a row they scored 28. First time in program history they've done that.
In the first quarter, amazing.
Gain of 7 by Peruta off the shovel pass. In play action, Cole McDonald fakes the give to Peruta, tries to complete it. Unsuccessfully to Armstrong Brown.
Yeah, and Armstrong Brown was covered. Cole really tried to force that football in. And it goes back to a couple of plays ago. Quarterback has a half-field read. There were 2 receivers on that side of the field, and I think the other receiver was more open. Cole tried to force that one in there, and he does have a strong arm. He's got a lot of velocity on balls, but you got to be careful about that gunslinging mentality.
And as effective as the RPO can be, without the threat of successfully running, it's hard to get a linebacker to bite on the play action. Third entry. Now this is the Cole McDonald we expected to see this season. When you hear the conversation about RPO, the run-pass option, we've seen Cole McDonald will run the football very well.
Yeah, this quarterback counter, watch Laval come over and do a nice job of the log block. But really a great job by the linebackers reading the pulling tackle. Sometimes it's a guard, sometimes it's a tackle, but a nice job with the linebackers flowing. And we talked about linebacker U. That's Utah State.
They get the pressure. Devin Anderson gets the finish on Cole McDonald. And 4th and 1 in their own territory at the 49-yard line. Hawaii needs midfield. They're going to go for it.
They're trying to get him to jump.
They give to Peruta. He's stuck in the backfield and going nowhere. Excellent defensive pressure. Penetration by the Aggies.
Yeah, and when you can't get a yard.
On the field is that the runner was short of the line to gain. First down, Utah State.
You can't get a yard on first down. You see the frustration of Hawaii's head coach, Nick Rolovich. And you also see the jubilation of Matt Wells, the head coach for Utah State.
Yeah, David Woodward, the linebacker, who had the INT earlier in the game, leading the swarming defense against Dayton Ferruta.
Yeah, Keith Patterson came over from Arizona State, the new defensive coordinator, and I'll tell you what, everybody talks about 49 points a game in this offense. This defense is legit.
And his offense may have been stopped in the line of scrimmage, behind the line of scrimmage. Now, what could have been a 6-yard loss will end up being a 2 or 3 yard loss because Darwin Thompson ran through a couple tackles again.
Yeah, Bless Metala was in the backfield. Also, Kanai Picanso was in the backfield. Guys got to wrap up. They got to keep their feet moving.
Boy was there defensively. You got to love the effort.
Yeah, and a good job of making them go east and west because you will get the flow of the linebackers and the safeties.
Disruption in the backfield. And Jordan Love connects to the right side. Completed pass to Scarver. And all kinds of hitting going on.
Yeah, I think Kalen hits a little bit too much cushion, but a real nice job making the tackle in the open field.
Sets up 3rd down. It's marked at the 48-yard line. Aggies need to get to the 39. After taking over on downs, boy, he failed on 4th and 1 from their own 49. Love, double pump, has a running back. Out of the backfield open, Darwin Thompson, another big play by number 5.
Yeah, and give a lot of credit to the offensive line, only a 3-man rush, but then also the quarterback going through his progression and the check down, knowing where the check down is, and then you're going to see the running back do the rest, 34 yards.
34-yard pickup by Thompson, dragged down this time by Zeno Choi. So he's got a 36-yard reception and big runs of 46 and 41 yards in previous possessions.
Yeah, in a play like that where the defense is not set because of the tempo, and here's Love pulling the ball.
On 2nd and 5. Whistles blow, the ball was loose.
The field as if the runner was down before the ball came out. 3rd down.
I thought Love was clearly down.
I think it's a good call.
Yeah. The Love was clearly down, got hit by Zeno Troy, then coughed it up.
Okay, last time, Robert, they went unbalanced. They're coming back with the tight end, so now this is more of a balanced formation, but a tough formation. They call this 11 personnel. Tight end opposite of the 3 receivers. So you have the passing strength on one side and the running strength on the bottom of your screen.
And a big target to catch the ball in 87 on that left side. That's Dax Raymond, the tight end you're referring to.
A false start on the offense. The entire team was never set for 1 second. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
It's 1001. You have to be set, the entire team, before you shift or motion.
He'd love to call it. The entire team.
And I like the explanation. You're right, exactly.
It backs him up to 3rd and 8 outside the 10-yard line. In fact, back up to the 13-yard line. Love has pressure, gets out of the pocket. Being chased by Zeno Choi. Got some help along the way and tried to go to the backside of the end zone looking for his big tight end. It was short, incomplete.
Yeah, and give credit where credit is due. That was a long play extended by the athleticism of Jordan Love, but the Hawaii defenders have good coverage.
Has to lead the game for a play. His helmet came off.
Second time in the first half here. A football player must sit out a player because he lost his lead. Now Everly will attempt a field goal here. A 28-yard effort. This is nothing for him. He's that good. Gets a squiggly, and he missed it. Got blocked.
Yeah, there was inside penetration in Hawaii, one of the best kick blocking teams in the country year after year.
That kicker is all that.
Timeout.
Welcome back. Let's check out how it works. Presented by Central Pacific Bank.
Yeah, Robert, first of all, formation-wise in college football, there's an extra offensive lineman on the right side of the formation, but you're going to see 99 Zeno Choi do a nice job on the double team in terms of knocking him back. And Kendall Yoon, who has a block punt, now has a block kick. Zeno knocks 52 back, and that's Sean Taylor. And Kendall Yoon has the inside penetration. And there's a lot of guys, Robert, that will get to a kick, but there's not a lot of guys that will block a kick.
Has a big-time double team with Zeno Choi to push back Sean Taylor, offensive lineman there for Utah State. Comodano has time, looking for all of it. There's a flag in the play, intended for JoJo Ward.
Yeah, and I think the defender restricted JoJo Ward's ability to catch this football. I think it's going to be defensive pass interference.
But I like the aggressiveness. They're down 28-3.
Pass interference by number 23 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
And there's a term for that called sudden change. You make a big play on special teams or offense, you come back in and throw the ball deep. Sudden change.
But Gage Ferguson is who the penalty is on for Utah State. Officials mark it up now. It's at the 35-yard line. Hawaii faces 1st and 10.
Utah State coming off the left side.
The 28-3, Cole McDonald has time. Makes a quick decision to take off and run. Gets just short of the 40-yard line. Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Scott Robb. Scott?
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Well, Hawaii's offensive line has been pretty healthy all season long. Unfortunately, though, right guard Solo Vaipulu had his pads off and was escorted by the trainers back to the locker room. His family followed as well, so we'll keep an eye on his situation, but he will not be available, it appears, at least for the rest of this half. Back up to you guys.
Scott, appreciate that. So with Vaipulu out, he's replaced by Alessandro Sunia at right guard. And Peruta gets hard yards up the middle.
Yeah, and Solo Vaipulu has been the most consistent, the most aggressive, the best offensive lineman. Only a freshman played in the Polynesian Bowl last year, and he has a big-time future. So this is a huge job for Sunia, number 77 from American Samoa, Leone High School.
So he's 6'3", 320 pounds. And Vaipulu's had a great season for a true freshman. Boy, the only offensive line in the country to start two true freshmen, him and Il Manning. 3rd and 2. Play action. Cole McDonald stuck it in the belly of Dayton Peruta, pulled it out and tried to connect over the shoulder of Ursua.
And I'm thinking this is a drop, unless the DB made a great play. This is a phenomenally thrown football. This is NFL style right here. Watch where this ball comes in. Again, John just drops that football. Again, he's missed a couple of practices. He's had the flu this week, but he's not playing like the nation's best wide receiver.
Now, it wouldn't have been an easy catch. And we're talking about a guy who does lead the country. 76 receptions, 1,083 yards, is second in the country. 14 receiving touchdowns, is tops in the country. Well, 4th and 2. Hawaii again on 4th down. And this time the quick stop.
Nice throw.
Marcus Armstrong Brown across midfield.
And that's what Marcus Armstrong Brown does best. He uses that big body to post up in the paint. The outside receiver sets the defensive back to get leverage on the slant. And then 10 yards later, first down Hawaii. Great throw by Cole McDonald.
So a 10-yard pickup on 4th and 2. Hawaii trails 28-3. 7:51 left here in the first half. Cole McDonald 8 of 21 for 164 yards passing. Looking to throw yet again. Gets pressure backside, feels it, and Cole McDonald gets out of trouble and makes a quick decision to take off.
Yeah, and David Woodward, you're going to see some speed by that linebacker because Cole McDonald runs 10-8 in the 100. And the linebacker recognized he had what's called second level contain. He came out of coverage and really did a nice job of tracking Cole's hip. Cole with all that speed and all that ability.
McDonald and the offense now 2nd and 2, a pickup of 8 yards. It makes McDonald now the leading rusher for Hawaii with 11. Darwin Thompson for Utah State, 8 carries, 96 yards. And another false start.
Yeah, and you talked earlier about the offensive line not having a lot of holding calls.
A false start by number 77 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 2nd down.
Yeah, and not having a lot of personal fouls, but there have been a lot of procedure calls, and that's the new guy.
Well, it's the 12th this season. 12 pre-snap penalties against the offensive line. Amongst the starters, only 3 holding calls this season.
And you mentioned earlier, it's also one of 11 offensive lines in the country without a senior. So this is a young football team. Only one true senior on the offensive side of the ball. Marcus Armstrong Brown.
2nd and 7, Cole McDonald, quick hit. JoJo Bird, and nowhere to run.
JoJo Bird. So you're now R.J. Hollins, because it's JoJo Ward and Cedric Bird, but R.J. keeps saying those 2 names together.
Offside by number 91 of the defense, lined up in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty and replay 2nd down.
Okay, he's hedging his bet. He can't pick the 1. So he picks the 2. And big picture, RJ is a great point. If all the attention is based on John Ursua, you'd expect other bodies to get open in this offense.
So you are agreeing that R.J. Hollis is a prophet? R.J. Hollis is a storyteller?
Smart.
Smart.
2nd and 2 now. Utah State showing blitz. They come, and it's picked up nicely by Faruta, but nobody home.
Yeah, and early in that route, John Ursua was not open. He became open later in that route, but eventually Cole has to get rid of the football. That's not on the offensive line. That's on the quarterback.
I thought the blitz was picked up exceptionally well by Faruta.
So right now, he's not. Now he's open right there. That ball has to be out of Cole's hands. But I'll tell you, the amount of deep ball throws that Cole McDonald is responsible for, that's one of the best things he has done all season long.
Well, this offense has produced 52 what they call chunk plays. That's 20 or more yards. And another attempt at a chunk play, defended well by Gage Ferguson, intended for Cedric Bird.
Yeah, and it's not face guarding.
A personal foul, roughing the passer by number 10 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down.
So Tipanalei gets a shot on Cole McDonald.
Yeah, way late. And that is going to be called at every level of football.
It was backside well after McDonald got rid of it. I mentioned those chunk plays. 52 of them for the Hawaii offense at 20 or more yards. 43 of them have been in the pass game. Yeah, and 9 of those have been plus 50.
Yeah, there's no question that Hawaii's offense, when they execute, is capable of putting up points. They have to get 7 here, at least before the half.
It's 28-3. 5:14 left here in the 1st half. Utah State leads the Rainbow Warriors. Cole McDonald has time and almost picked off. Should have been picked off.
Yeah, deep dig route by 85, Marcus Armstrong Brown. Ball thrown a little bit in front of him. You're going to see Cole climb a little in the pocket. Ball just a little too far forward. Again, judging the speed of the receivers and all those other intangibles. But again, Cole has to bring that ball a little bit more outside.
Gage Ferguson has probably never seen an easier pick in his life.
Yeah, big time. And these guys do really well with taking the ball away.
21 coming in takeaways. They've got 22 now. this season. A run play here by Fred Holly and knocked out of bounds by Ferguson. First one there was Suli Tamaivena.
And a good job of stepping out of the tackle and showing a real nice lateral burst.
There's a couple of Polynesian last names that, if you ask me, are wearing the wrong colors.
Yeah, and you and I both go through the lineups every week and ask ourselves, how come that young man is not playing for Hawaii?
There's a lot of Polynesian names on this Utah State team. 3rd and 6 for Cole McDonald on the Hawaii offense. And flags fly yet again.
A false start by number 72 of the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still 3rd down.
The second time against Cole Laval tonight. Hawaii starting right tackle. Again, a newcomer to the program, like Vaipulu and Manning.
You mentioned the Hawaii players on Utah State. They actually have 3 from Hawaii. KJ Ulovale from Kahuku. Also, Siotame Ulovale from Kahuku, and freshman Hale Motu Apuaka from Punahou.
Now 3rd and 11. Here comes the blitz again. And Cole McDonald tried to connect with Ursua, who was defended that time by Andre Grayson.
Pressure, inside push, collapsing of the pocket, and a bad throw behind the receiver. Way behind John Ursua.
It puts Hawaii in a position now to make a decision yet again on 4th and 11. It's marked at the 27-yard line.
Hawaii calls their final timeout of the half. Media timeout.
With 4:10 left in the first half, Hawaii head coach Nick Rolovich calls timeout. Tonight's Jack Fact is Hawaii's 2-0 this season versus teams from the Mountain West Division of the MWC. Their first 6 seasons as part of the Mountain West Conference of crossover play, Hawaii was just 2-16 against the other side. Cole McDonald, it's not been a fun night.
No, and some of that's on Cole holding the ball too long. Some of that's on the offensive line not being able to pick up the blitzes. And some of the receivers are not getting open. And when Cole runs, he's gonna get hit. And that was a late hit, and there was a launch, but they are targeting literally Cole McDonald.
8 of 23, 164 yards, and Hawaii's gonna go for it on 4th and 11 from their own 26-yard line. I mean, from the Utah State 26, and Cole gets hit again. Tried to make a connection with Bird, and again defended by Andre Grayson.
Yeah, and that's a clean tackle, and that's from both sides, and those type of shots have a cumulative effect. Again, when you're behind the chains, when it's 4th and 11, routes take a long time to develop. What does the opponent do? They blitz. They bring more than you can protect, and the quarterback is gonna have to be responsible for one of those defenders, and he's gonna take some shots.
And this season, Utah State coming into it 4th in the conference with 8 sacks. They've got 2 tonight. That makes them 10, and now a new quarterback, Henry Columbi, and he gives it off to Gerald Bright.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Jordan Love is injured. They're just trying to get the backup guy some work.
Yeah. So Columbi, 24 of 29, 191 yards, a long of 38 this season. Also has a rushing touchdown. He's a freshman from Hollywood, Florida. To get some work here at Aloha Stadium tonight. His team leading 28-3. 3:24 left in the first half. A very slow developing play. There's no place for Gerald Bright to go. Zeno Choi and company taking up too much space.
They're not sure if we'll get a report on the health of Jordan Love. This is just strategic to get the backup some work. He's had work earlier in the season. But again, this team has scored so many points against New Mexico last week. Love's job was done after the second quarter.
Utah State now has what, 54 touchdowns this season. Incredible. Columbia has time, completes it to Bright, and what a play.
Big play by my guy, Kanai Picanso. I love the way this kid plays. He dropped back into coverage, he read the alignment, and then you're going to see him just diagnose this play and split the blockers and make a very nice tackle in the open field. This kid reminds me a little, Corey Paredes, a little bit of Blaze Soares, kind of in between.
What I liked most about that play was closing speed. He had dropped back, sees a completed pass to Gerald Bright, and Picanso came flying in.
Yeah, and what I like about him is he's a thumper. And what I mean by that is he comes downhill, north and south. I think Hawaii has too many linebackers that run east and west, and without Jeremiah Pritchard, this is the guy, Picanso.
Calls their first time out of the half. Immediate timeout.
So Utah State here at Aloha Stadium, leading 28-3. That's called timeout. Tonight's top three brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. We're talking scoring offense in college football. Number one in the country is Alabama, 54.1, followed by the Houston Cougars. Utah State, number 3 in the country, at 49.4 points per game coming in. Alabama's averaging 38 at halftime.
I just love watching Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, he is just the front runner for the Heisman Trophy, but the efficiency, the athleticism, the decision-making, that guy is exciting.
So punting now, the end-over-end look.
Got blocked.
It wasn't pretty.
I think
But the end result, Utah State will be very happy. It did get somebody on Hawaii special teams, got a pawn. Now, we saw a change in quarterback for Utah State. We saw Henry Colombi come in for Jordan Love. Watch his head. This is the play that ended their last series. Is it possible that Jordan Love's hurt, concussed, or neck injury, what have you? Or is it a case of just getting a freshman some work with a big first half lead?
Just by reading body language, I would be surprised if he comes back in the game. He does not look like he's very excited about continuing to play this evening.
And no helmet inside.
Yeah, that's the first thing you do, right? Take away the young man's helmet.
Comegano on first down, looking to go over the top yet again, and nobody home. And
Robert,
he got hit again.
The hit he took on that play particularly, he's getting up gingerly, slowly. I mean, he took a shot. Almost criminal in terms of full speed run into the quarterback.
I mean, he's taken about 5 shots in this first half tonight against Utah State that are probably the 5 toughest hits he's faced all season.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like Tom Brady where he would be yelling at the offensive line, but I think he is asking for a little bit, just a little longer in terms of the protection.
DeQuan McDonald, 2nd and 10. They're backed up inside their own 30. He's throwing left side, complete this time. Armstrong Brown, first down, Hawaii, with 1:30 left in the first half.
Yeah, and that's a great throw. And that's, again, a young man who just took a shot, standing in that pocket, making sure he's on balance, really good platform, and then throwing a dart out to the sidelines.
That's a great sign to see after taking that shot, that a quarterback can stand there and deliver on a rope and out to the left side. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. McDonald looks left side. And that time it's caught by Devin Stubblefield.
Yeah, and you're not going to see a better back shoulder fade throw. Nice hands by Devin Stubblefield. Good understanding of that's coming in on the back shoulder fade because you're not behind the defender. 17 yards, and again, really a nice throw. Great execution.
In that loss against Fresno State on the road last week, Devin Stubblefield caught a touchdown pass, the 5th of his career, for the first for him since 2015.
Seems like he's been around here forever,
Yes.
but he's had injury after injury.
McDonald looking like he was going to run with it, but Utah State came to the blitz, put pressure on him. And Tipo Nalei was first there with Gage Ferguson.
Yeah, and Hawaii uses what's called slide protection. And Fred Hawley steps up, but I think the offensive line was half sliding to the one side, and there was a defender unblocked. And again, Cole McDonald's taking some shots. He's 215 pounds, but he's taking a beating this evening.
Loss of 5. Nalei pressure again from the outside. And this time Cole McDonald gets away and goes sliding into the 35-yard line.
And Robert, as this pressure continues to develop, Cole's going to start getting his eyes down instead of looking down the field. And he's under duress.
35 seconds left. Hawaii trails 28-3. McDonald has pressure. Gets hit again as he lets it go and picked off.
There's an old saying, defensive backs are wide receivers with no hands. You're going to see a phenomenal interception by number 7. Watch, he becomes the receiver, pulls the ball into his chest. What a play, what a play.
That's DJ Williams, his second INT of 2018. And sometimes you want to go get down on a quarterback for throwing a pick, but this is one of those situations you got to give credit to DJ Williams. That's a heck of a pick.
Phenomenal. And what they're doing defensively now, Robert, is a 3-man rush. They had a spy. When the spy see Cole going through his progression, he rushed and hit Cole again.
So again, it's Columbia at quarterback taking a knee, and Utah State makes a decision to take it into the locker room. 28-3. The Aggies on a 7-game win streak. Are they on their way to number 8? It's halftime here at Aloha Stadium, and you're all invited to stick around. Our halftime show is coming up. Scott Rob DeMello, RJ Hollis, Kavika Hallows, and Nate Ilo. We'll be back after this timeout.